Hello everybody, good evening and welcome to Friday night is organ music night. Once again in the wonderful Luxembourg town of Dudelange. With its amazing 4-manual instrument with all the goodies, including all the shamads you could ever need. Wow. Marvelous instrument. It's about as loud as it can get. I apologize for the clicks and pops at the beginning. My CPU was busy doing something in the background. Seems to be behaving itself now. Hello everybody. We started this evening with some Scott Joplin, believe it or not. A concert waltz, I think it was called, isn't it? Bethina. Yes, Scott Joplin did not just write 2/4-beat ragtime music. He also wrote music in that style, in the waltzy style. Now, it's a very bizarre program tonight, so do hang around and see if you enjoy it. Let me just make sure I've got my trumpets and... Yes. Yes. Now, very, very bizarre indeed. Shouty trumpets, somebody says. Shouty shamad. Yeah, with some really weird stuff. We'll talk about that later again. But yes, fun and games all round the board tonight. Interestingly enough, and I'm not joking when I say this, we had 2 requests for this evening so far. One of them was Bethina, and the other one is this. And both of them involve the letters B-E-T-H. Go figure. Check this out. What an amazing acoustic to play the Lambeth Walk. Can you believe that? That was a request this evening Not from a Londoner, funnily enough. What a crazy piece of music to play on an organ from Luxembourg. But yeah, don't you love those chamades? I think these are the best chamades in the Hauptwerk organ world so far. Isn't that beautiful? I love that. That's just the 8 foot. Here's the 16 and 8 foot, so that's a really... I beg your pardon, no more curried eggs for me. A really low one and a normal sized one. Then there's a little chamade, a little 4 foot chamade. Which does this. Here's the 4 and 8. Here's the 16, 8 and 4. But that's not it. There's another one. Yes, there's another one. I think this is madness. I don't know any other organ that has, actually I don't know any other organ that has anything like this. Here's a 16 foot reed. Let's play the bottom note. Here's an 8 foot reed. I'm still playing the bottom C. See that on my finger there? I'm still playing it. Making funny noises. And a 4 foot. So 16, 8, 4. Still holding down that C. Check this out. What? That's a G. Why is it playing a G when it should be playing a C? Well, it's a 5 1/3 reed, which is crazy. And a 5 1/3 is there to emphasize the 16 foot. It's just bananas. And yes, there's a 32 foot reed on this organ. Which has got some serious Parkinson's down at the bottom there. It's amazing, isn't it wonderful? I love it. Seriously wonderful stuff. That sets your fillings loose, that sort of stuff does. It's wonderful. What a crazy organ. It's got it all. It even has, ladies and gentlemen, believe it or not, it has a tuba. It's got a tuba and chamades. It's just bananas. It's got the lot, and it's even got, hold on, where is it? It's here somewhere. There it is. It's here somewhere. It's even got, let's find something suitable to accompany this with. Too many buttons, man. Too many buttons. Click, boom, bang. It's got a clarinet. Which is kind of cool. Isn't that cute? It's got the lot. Is there anything it doesn't have? No. It's even got gorgeous Vox Humana string sounds. It's got it all. It does. When if you didn't arrive early this evening, you wouldn't have had the chance to vote on which organ we're having tonight. And I put a vote up, a poll, or whatever you want to call it. And I had, what did I have on there? I had Landau, which also has those beautiful voxes and strings. I had this one, Dudelange, and I had, what else did I have? Dusseldorf with its amazing French snarliness. And of course this one does it all. It's got big German stuff, it's got big French stuff, it's got big, theoretically, big English stuff. It's got the lot. And it's in Luxembourg, so why not? It's a wonderful instrument. But isn't that a beautiful sound? That's all the voxes, there's only one actually, that's the vox humana, all the strings and various different octaves. I think that's lovely with a big 32 foot. Down to the bass. I think it's gorgeous. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. Anyway, right, there we are. Enough of that. Back to normality, at least a small semblance of normality. I'm not sure if our Czech friends are with us this evening. If you are, say hello in the chat. And I want a number. But until then, we're going to have an hymn. And again, a request, number 358 from the German hymn book. There's nothing this organ doesn't have. It really does have the lot. From the loudest sounds possible to the softest sounds possible. When I first installed this organ, there were complaints in the chat. It's too quiet, turn it up, turn it up. And I said, no, we're not going to do anything like that. For the simple reason, dynamic range. Now, yes, YouTube buggers around with the compression and makes it, kind of difficult and things like that. But, no, the whole point of this organ is the fact you can do this. And have it as soft as possible. That's barely registering on the, what's that at? It's not even minus 40 dB on my scale. I'm reading that. And then all the way up to full organ. Now, full organ I have limited, believe it or not. Oh, there's even a 32 there. Oh, sorry, that's wrong. Get rid of that. It goes up to, well, where's full organ? Let's go and find full organ again, shall we? Full organ is just bananas. It really is. There we are. That's completely full. It's not even completely full organ. There's still some stuff not on there. Here's the screen of stops. There's nothing, all right? There's nothing. And then as I go through my combinations to get to full organ, that is what I have as my full organ. So up here on the fourth manual, there's the stops for the fourth manual. There's 4 there. See that up there? 1, 2, 3, 4. It says there's a little Roman 4 there, and then those bicycles. This is the entire swell division. The rest of it here, the rest of that's swell there. That's all right. Which is a big sound on its own. Swell box is open. You can see that at number 32. There's it closed, open. Here's the choir division coupled to the swell with the tuba mirabilis, number 108, and then here's the entire grate coupled to everything else. So all 4 of these manuals are all coupled together. And then down here in the pedal department, we've got all the 32s, pretty much all the 16s. We don't have that because no fool could hear that. We don't have bother with them because you can't hear them. For some reason I don't have that, but let's face it, you're not going to hear it. Yeah. And if I make the mistake of playing too low a note and in the pedals at the same time, then you're going to get weird artifacts running, and that's where you get the digital clipping. That's where you get the clipping going poppity pop. But it's not the clipping here on the stream. It's the clipping here on Hauptwerk. It's in the PC. It's not the streaming. My streaming hardware has a limiter, a very hard limiter, and it's set to as somebody said in the chat. It's set to minus 0.1 dB, so it's actually impossible to clip what's coming out to the stream, what's coming out here, but what's happening over here is unfortunately clipping from time to time. That's just the nature of the beast. I could turn it down another dB in there, but believe it or not, that wouldn't sound quite as good for the real stuff. Anyway, never mind. It's not all about full organ. It's all about some fun stuff as well. Now, hold on a minute. Where is this one? It's up at the back here somewhere. It's around here. We had this a couple of weeks ago, and somebody liked it so much they said, can you please play it again? So the simple answer to that is yes, I will play it again. But not before I say hello to everybody. Don't want that registration. Oh my goodness, look at that. That is a strange request. And Joe also has put in a request. Joe, your request, and thank you for sending me the music to that request. Not tonight, Josephine. That's too difficult to sight read. That has to be something practiced. And I'm sorry, but there's not enough time in the world at the moment for us to sit and practice. Anyway, let's have a hello to everybody who's around. Let's go back a little bit. I'm not going to go back to the beginning. Let's start with, who shall we start with? TB. Hello, TB. How are you doing tonight? Nice to see you here, TB. Ian Lavery is here. Good evening, Ian. Cough from Dingwall Town. There's Per Tjernström. There's Mike King. There's TB again. Julian GC is here from Shreveport, Louisiana. You don't say that anymore in your welcomes. Have you moved, or don't you want to tell us anymore? Cam is here. Brother Cam, hello. Uza is here. Sister Uza is here. There's Jez. Hello, Jez. Hello, Wales. Robert Varner is here. Hello, New Jersey. CameraTim.com is here over in Australia. My goodness, how international we are. Ralphie Schumacher is here as well. Good evening to you, sir. Max Huber is here. Hello. Rasbaz is here from Switzerland. Or are you somewhere else tonight? Are you in Switzerland? I'm sure you might be. Cassie is here from Saarbrücken. My goodness, we're very international, aren't we? Who else have we got here? Jos is here. Hello, Jos. Sound seems to be a bit off. Some strange clicking sound is happening. That was right at the beginning. I do apologize for that. That was the computer warming up. John Drake is here. Hi, John. Adrian Morris is here. Evening to you, good sir. Any new eyes? Let's look for some new names in the chat. Non-Joe said Jeff is here. Hi Jeff, it's not Joe, it's Jeff. And thank you very much for your email, and thank you for your hearty tip as well. Thank you very, very, very kind, very generous. Thank you very much indeed. Who else do we have? Alexander. Hi Alexander, nice to see you here. There's Jeffrey Ford. Hello. After that, +1 plus ticket on Stripe. Oh my goodness, right, I'll check that in a minute. Thank you for your ticket on Stripe the other day. I didn't see it until after the fact, so thank you very much for that. And I will thank you in advance for tonight. I'll check up in a moment. TB is still here with his German digital audio converter. Right, who else have we got? Don Prince is here. Plenty of strange stuff. I'm not sure what that means, Don, but welcome to you over in Holland. Or is it the Netherlands? There's Marcus B. Hi Marcus B, and there's Yellowbird as well. Celeste is also here. Hello Celeste. Thank you for becoming a member, by the way, Celeste. That's very kind of you. Maureen. Hello Maureen. Lovely to see you, and thank you for your coffee the other day, which also came in late. I didn't catch it. And from the deep south of Texas, we have Jack Barnard, who I must also say thank you for your support, Jack. Always very generous and always very, very, very gratefully received. Thank you very much indeed. Right, that's it in the chat so far. If you're still around in the chat, say hi. Join us in the chat. There are, let me have a look. There are 388 of you watching this video right now, but only 112 of you in the chat. So yeah, come on, let's get more people in the chat to say hi. And while you're at it, you can buy us a ticket. Look at this. Who's bought a ticket so far this evening? Ian. Hello, Ian. To buy a refreshment or to go into the pot for chocolate. No, we bought Smarties for Vanessa today. Mini Smarties. She buys mini Smarties for some reason. She doesn't like big Smarties, or not as much, but mini Smarties. I don't know why. Thank you, Ian. Very fine. Gabor. Thank you, Gabor. Who this? There's Cassie. Thank you very much indeed. And who's this? František. Greetings from Trebic. Only 1 R in greetings tonight. Normally we get a million. Normally a million R's in that. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Thank you very much indeed, Francie. I'm going to call you Francie from now on. Who's this? Is someone else stuck in here somewhere? It's Alexander. Hello, Alexander. Thank you very much. And Ta. Now, hold on a minute. Someone said over on Stripeys, so let's go and have a look over there just to make sure we're not missing out. Who dis? Yes, indeed, there we are, Jeffrey Ford. Thank you very much indeed, Jeff. That's very kind, thank you. And while I'm at it, the Platts gang, who have been on the wish list. Oh my goodness me, thank you very much indeed. All very generous, all very gratefully received. Thank you. Keep it coming, folks. It's what keeps these streams alive. What does it say in the thing tonight? It says, keep us streaming. Your virtual tickets make the difference. There you are. They make the difference. That's Vanessa that said that, so it must be right. By the way, silence downstairs tonight. I have a feeling there may be some sleeping going on. We tired the bundle of joy out today. It's been a beautiful sunny week, all week in Germany here. Crazy warm temperatures. We were in Bonn earlier today. We had 20 degrees centigrade in Bonn today on the 7th of March. Can you believe that? 20 degrees. It was lovely, beautiful, warm, lovely, sunny day. We were in Bonn all morning. Then we were out walking the dog and the little one all afternoon. Then Vanessa took the little one out for a walk around the village. And then Vanessa again took the little one out and the dog out for a walk at the same time while I cleaned the windows. Yeah. It's been a very, very bizarre and busy week, but I think she's managed to tire out the puppy and the bundle of joy. And downstairs, there's a remarkable silence. I shouldn't have said that. I will knock on wood just in case, but a remarkable silence downstairs. Here, ladies and gentlemen, is the hymn that was requested half an hour ago, and we played it a couple of weeks ago. To all of those of you who are missing people no longer with us, let's dedicate it to all of you. Number 852 in the back of the Limburg book. It's called Möge die Straße uns zusammenführen. In other words, it's the Irish blessing in German language form. It's a lovely, simple tune, isn't it? Someone says it sounds like something from Gilbert and Sullivan. Not them again. We had enough of that last week. We had more than enough of that last week. Here, František and Co., you're watching tonight, so let's have a number from the Green Book of Misery. The Green Book of the Green Checkbook. You know what I mean. Oh, there it is. Oh, look, it opened just at the number I looked at earlier today. What a surprise. How did that happen? The Brown Book of Magnificent, Marvelous Magic. Whatever M word you want to choose for that. It's openness to the polls. Ladies and gentlemen, in the old chit-chat there, the BBOM, the Brown Book of, and then a word with M, a noun with M. I call it magic, or I used to call it magic, and then I got into trouble because this is the hymn book that belongs to the Jehovah's Witnesses, you see, and the Jehovah's Witnesses they don't believe in magic. No, absolutely not. No, definitely not. So the Brown Book of Magic was banned. I wasn't allowed to say that. Oh, damn, I just did. So another word, we came up with the Brown Book of Magnificence, the Brown Book of Marvelousness, and the Brown Book of quite simply that. So yes, so let's come up with, we've already had magnificence, Jez, that's an old one. Let's see if you can come up with other words with M for the Brown Book of. Gottes Liebe ist loyal. God's love is loyal, apparently. I was going to make a joke there, but I'm not going to. Melodiousness. I like melodiousness. Music. Melodrama. Now we're talking melodrama. Malarkey. Well, that could be a good one. I think the JWs would probably get the stones out and come throwing. So probably not a good idea. I like melodrama. In the positive sense? Melodrama. I like that. This is number 114 in the Brown Book of Magnificence. There's also a Green Book of Magnificence and a Grey Book of Melodrama too, which I will dig out at some point. They're just miles away. Here we are. Check this out. This is wonderful. I love the harmonies in this. This could be your Sousa March. Robert Varner was talking about Sousa marches earlier. This could be one. loud that, but yeah, isn't that grand? Yes, every time we play really, really loud tonight, there's going to be crackle, all right? So you don't need to go writing it in the chat there. I'm well aware of it, and nothing we can do about it. Well, there is something I can do about it, but I'm not going to. I want it to be loud and crackly. Who cares? What kind of headphones am I using? These are Biodynamic DT900 Pro X. That rolls off the tongue, doesn't it? The Biodynamic DT900 Pro X. These are, they're actually studio. Jeff, I will come round there. These are actually studio sort of mixing and mastering headphones. I wonder why I have them, he said. News coming. Yeah, isn't that a brilliant thing? So there you are. That's I've been using Biodynamic headphones for years because they are absolutely wonderful. They're the best. Look at that. He said anything of the 300s. I opened the book at number 307 looks rather dull. Let's have number 308. I don't mean dull, I mean simple. 308, however, looks more fun. Lots of black notes in the key of F minor. That sounds kind of naughty, so let's yeah, does that sound like F minor Czech music? I'm sure it does. Let's add some naughtiness to it. Add some 8 foot to it. We need some pedal, don't we? Oh, we definitely need that. That's what we need. Right, let me show you what I'm doing here. I'm adding stops. I can show you this. There you are. There's the screen as I see it. There's my mouse jittering around. So here, what have we got here? On the swell division, we have the Geigen Principal, the harmonic flute, the Zartgedacht, and the Solutional. Let's add the violin to that. To give a nice sort of edgy, but still only 8 foot sound. So what does that mean, edgy? Well, let's just get rid of half of that crap. Let's start with the Geigen Principal, which is a principal with a sort of a more sort of stringy sound to it. Okay, yes. Then we have the flute harmonique, which is a rather lovely fluty thing. There's a violine, which is that gives that nice stringy sound. The Zartgedacht is a soft flute, which, when staccato, hardly plays at all. And then the Solutional, which is a very soft string. Normally it would be paired with the Unda Maris, which gives it that undulating effect, but sod that, I want this. Now then, down here on second manual, at the moment I have the Lieblichgedacht. I'm down here now. The Quintatone, which is a weird sounding thing. Which again, is sort of a coldy kind of thing. I'm going to get rid of that. Let's have the principal, which is very English diapason sound. The Seraphone flute is a big open flute. There's the Lieblichgedacht, which is a very soft flute. Let's have the 3 of them together. In fact, let's not do that yet. Let's have the Gamba, which is a keen string. There's a word for you, a keen. Again, it would have its Vox Celeste, just tuned slightly sharp. Just gives that undulating effect. I don't want that. Let's have all of those 8 foots up to, but not including the Quintatone. So that's just that manual. I like. Now down here at the moment, I've got 2 flutes. First manual, I've got a Rohrflöte, which basically means tube flute. A tubey flute, which we're going to have a big fat flute, and then we have a minor principal and a major principal. Are they much different? There's the major, minor. Oh, there's a big difference there. But let's have both of those and that, and oops, sorry. Oh, bloody hell, and that, and this thing called a fugara, which is just a soft, principally sad. And then, folks, I'm going to couple 3 down to 1 and 2 down to 1. Down on the pedal, I'm going to just have everything that's got 16 on it there. A big, lovely, big, woofy pedal sound. So now, I have a big, fat sound. That's what the console of this organ looks like, by the way. It's a sort of modern French-style console with the 4 manuals and stops left and right of the organist. Swell pedally things. Look, I can open and close the swell pedals too. That one I haven't controlled, but never mind. I have the stops on that side, the stops on that side. A simple screen, which I think looks more complicated than that one. God, that's the simple screen. I hate to think what the complicated one looks like there. And then some various other things that we're not worried about. There you are, useless information all round. To the number 308 in the big green checkbook. Oh, yes. I like. Sight reading, an F minor hymn. Let's see what it is. I feel some harmony changes coming up here. By the way, let me just have a quick look at my screen on this side. Nope, no changes. The last person to treat was still František, so I suppose I have to play František's number, and then all your tickets are going to come flooding in. I love that. That's a Lent hymn. Yeah, I like that. A Czech Lent hymn. F minor transposed to F major, then to D minor. Don't ask me how I got there, but I did. Yeah, I like it. And a big, lovely, rich, fruity, gorgeous, woofy sound. I love that sound. I love this organ. It's rather great. Yes, it's Lent, everybody. Thank you for bringing up Lent here. What have you given up for Lent? I don't give anything up for Lent. I take things up for Lent. And this year I've taken up wine for Lent. It's true, I have. I intend this Lent to drink at least a glass a week. This is a dry house. This is dry as a fart, as they say in Germany. Dry. Yeah, it's a very dry house. Vanessa and her entire family are completely alcohol-free. I wonder what they would be like with alcohol, actually. That could be... Anyway, never mind. That would be an interesting experiment. But no, they're completely free. And for the last 8 years, Vanessa and I have been together for 8 years now. For the last 8 years, I've pretty much given up on booze altogether, which is a shame, because I thought, oh, good, that means I'll lose weight. But no, what I don't drink in booze, I eat in chocolate. So I'm actually getting even fatter than I ever was. So theoretically, I should give up chocolate and take up drinking again. That sounds much more sensible, don't you think? Anyway, there we are. So yes, years and years ago, I was on, where was I? I can't remember. I was in Edinburgh anyway. I was living in Germany, but I went back to Edinburgh for something. What did I go back to Edinburgh for? I can't actually remember. I was back in Edinburgh for something, and I met up with some old friends, and one of them was a minister, a Church of Scotland minister. Sandy was his name. What was his second name? Sandy something. So Alexander, basically, but Sandy. What was his name? Sandy something or other. And we were talking about Lent. And he was saying, do people do Lent in Germany? And I'm saying, no, not really. Nobody bothers with it anymore. And I said, what about you guys in the Church of Scotland these days? He said, oh no, we don't give up anything for Lent. We take things up for Lent. And that year, Sandy was taking up, I think he was taking up cycling or something for Lent to get some energy back, to do some exercise, that kind of thing. What a bizarre idea. But there you are. Some useless information for you. Story time and perhaps goons. Ooh. Oh, no. I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure. Per wants to visit Scotland. Off you go. You're very close. You're very close. So go and visit. Ooh, a ticket or two. Who's this? It's Mike under another name. Thank you very much, Mike, under another name. It's Piotr under his actual name. And it's Andrew under his name. Advance ticket for catch-up. I like the sound of that. Thank you very much. That's very kind indeed. Over to this here. We have Max has bought some coffee. Oh, it's not for me. It's for Vanessa. There we are. A cuppa to Vanessa, the child carer. I shall pass that on. Thank you very much, Max. And thank you for the music, says Maureen. And also a cuppa. Thank you very much indeed to both of you. Lovely. Ta. Right, on with the show. Oh, look, organist is here. Fraser, have you met Barry Morgan? Exclamation mark. I don't know. Have I? I don't think so. Who's Barry Morgan? Let's pop that up on screen. There we are. Organist says, have you met Barry Morgan? Who is Barry Morgan? I'm not sure who Barry Morgan is. Tim, however. There's Tim. Tim doesn't look like that now. I think that picture was taken 400 years ago. I've met Barry Morgan, and he nicked a picture of my Hammond on his website. Right, so I don't know who Barry Morgan is, but I'm guessing he's a jazz organist who plays the Hammond. Is that right? I apologize for not knowing this person. Camera says you'd remember if you did. One of my bizarre claims to fame with the Hammond organ world is one of the only Hammond organists I've ever met in my life was a guy with, well, shall we say, a big, long, grey ponytail. He had something to do with a colourful band. That's one of the only Hammond organists I've ever met in my life. So anyway, never mind. Actually, here's a message that came up right at the beginning of the chat this evening, and I actually wondered what it means. Cam says, hello Robert, beautiful day here too. I just finished dusting the ham shack. Now, when I read that, I wondered if that was a euphemism, but I'm going to ignore that and pop it away again. Anyway, we'll ignore that. Right, here's a bizarre request, a very, very bizarre request, and the story behind it is as follows. Hello Fraser, it's British Pie Week. Pie Week. So here's a piece of music called, now actually I composed a tune with this exact title as well. So let's see what this version is all about. There we are. Barry Morgan was a drummer. So there we are. I still don't know who it is. Anyway, here's a piece of music from someone called John Jacob Loeb. Copyright 1934. 1934, gosh. And yeah, the piece of music is what's all about Pie Week in the United Kingdom. Now, Pie Week is not like apple pie in America. Pie Week is things like, we're talking savory pies, I'm guessing. Correct me if I'm wrong. Yellowbird, I almost used your real name there. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's probably going to be savory pies. So a steak pie, a steak and kidney pie, pork pie, Scotch pie, any of these wonderful things. Yeah. Oh, I love a decent. I haven't had a sort of pie and chips, or those Scottish pies which they've got. I don't know how they make them, but what you do is you take all the bits of pig that are left over, even after the Greeks have finished with it. You put it through a mincer, and then you sort of take some of that, pour half a ton of fat on top of it, and then roll it up in what would appear to be a cardboard pie. It's the weirdest pastry in the world. It has the texture of cardboard. It really does. But when you eat it, it's absolutely gorgeous. It's absolutely wonderful. A good old Scotch pie. It's got a hole in the top to let steam out, or maybe to let something in. I'm not very sure. But yeah, and then you put beans on top of the pie. There's a sort of there's a lid on the pie, but the side crust come up higher than the lid, so you can put beans on top of it as well. And then you can serve it with, well, mash, I suppose, but probably chips would be better, pie and chips. Yeah, or you get a good old steak pie from the chip shop, which is just so much pie, so much crust. And then inside there will be a tiny little cube, the size of, I don't know, the size of a micro transistor. That will be the size of meat piece that's in it. And the rest of it will be something that might once upon a time have been sauce. But it's wonderful. It's wonderful. All these things sound horrible, but they are so good. Oh, here's a piece of music. Anyway, for the pie lovers amongst you, whoever you may be, it's a piece of music called Sweetie Pie from John Jacob Loeb from 1934. Will it sound good on this organ? I'm sure it might. I want from 1934 a piece of music called Sweet Pie. Who dis? Willie! A Friday tivkit. A tivkit. A lovely spelling mistake. A tivkit. I like that. Thank you, Willie. Ta. A tivkit. Yeah. Can I think of my own version of that? It's got a really weird middle eight. Can I remember it? Here's my version of the same tune. I honestly can't remember that. There was something like that. It's a tune I composed with the same name. Middle eight was good fun. So the middle eight did that. It modulated from B flat, modulated to D flat. There you are, and it did that. The great thing about the D flat bit is you can go. It's a wonderful effect that involves 3 fingers. You can do it the upwards as well. And it only works in the key of D flat major. And it's a technique employed by 2 composers throughout history. One was Art Tatum and the other was Sergei Rachmaninoff. Ha, there you are. Useless information that you will never need to know again. Adrian is asking to measure me. Why would you want to measure? Nobody would want to measure me. My shirt, I need new shirts. Check that out. That's getting a bit, it's getting a bit much again, isn't it? I need to go on a diet. No, I just need to move more. We have a very sedentary life here. Although we have a little puppy now, we're out every day running about. But we do appear to be relatively sedentary. Right, ladies and gentlemen, that was... We're not finished, but that was our trip to Luxembourg. Now we're going to fly off from Luxembourg. Well, if we're in Luxembourg, it's going to be a private flight, isn't it? Rich buggers over there in Luxembourg. So we're taking a private flight over to, let's go to St. Louis, and we will arrive in the magnificent Fox Theatre, where we have... an wonderful Wurlitzer organ. Actually, that with Sweetie Pie would sound better than that. Something like that. There you are. Anyway, here we are in Wurlitzer land, and it's time to have some jazzy tunes to finish off what's been a long week, a very long week, a very, 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 very long week. From actually this is a ballad. I think we'll have some ballady registrations. Ballady registrations, I can't say that. Ballady registrations involve vox humanas and strings. Oh, and tibias. Oh, yes, 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 yes. Here's a piece of music from Rodgers and Hart from 1920. I'm going to guess 27. I'm not sure. Check it out. Check out and see if I'm right. My heart stood still, which it did several times this week when the dog decided to just eat things it shouldn't have been eating. Some theatre cheese. My heart stood still. I ate too much chocolate. Stefan, thank you very much indeed. A late night ticket there from Stefan's usually the first, and tonight he was one of the latest. Thank you very much indeed. Right, let's just double check. There's no, apart from the request of the something that's unplayable for tonight, no more requests for tonight. So we've got everything in. Phew, that's that. To continue our theatre program, let's have... Not sure we want that. I definitely don't want that. Definitely don't want that. I suppose we could have this. Actually, this is not a request, but it's an idea. And somebody recently was asking, because I'm always on about my anecdotes from my years of doing stuff in the musical world. And many, many, many times over the years, I've got to play with some really crazy people, and some really famous people as well, and some famous crazy people. And in the jazz world in particular, I don't mind mentioning some names. One of the guys I got to play with on a regular occasion, and one of the most hilarious people who ever lived on the planet, actually, was the wonderful Mr. Acker Bilk. Bernard Bilk, Mr. Acker Bilk, Acker being Cornish, I think, isn't it? Cornish word for chum or mate or friend or whatever. And Acker Bilk was a clarinetist, very famous for that piece of music he composed. He called it his pension, Stranger on the Shore, sorry. He's very famous for that, but he had one of the best jazz bands ever. And everyone just assumed they always just played sort of like trad jazz and all that kind of rubbish. But no, that's not true. Acker was a wonderful, Acker and his band were wonderful purveyors of all kinds of jazz, and particularly swing stuff as well. But they were really good at taking old tunes from the jazzy era and sort of playing around with them and doing things with them. And one of the ones they did that I loved listening to them do, and I got to play with Acker a good few times over the years. Let's have a piano. There we are. One of the ones was this one here, and it's a grand old tune. If anyone knows the title and anyone knows the story behind the title, in the chat. nobody know the title of that. By the way, Jez M is not Jerry Martin. Jez M is a Jeremy, but he's not a Martin. He's a very Welsh M, shall we say, but let's leave it at that. Who dis? Jan has come up with a ticket there. Thank you very much, Jan. That's very kind. Thank you very much. A late night number. Thank you very much indeed. Camera says he's never heard it before. Did nobody know that tune? Robert says no clue either. Oh, good. Somersetshire. Oh, Somerset. Thank you. Sorry, Jeff. Almost got that right. Somerset. Nobody. It was the Savoy Blues. I can't believe nobody got that. Yeah, the Savoy Blues. Nobody got it. Ha. Wonderful piece of music indeed. Does anyone know? I bet nobody knows this. I bet. I bet nobody knows this. I think we've played it before. So it's either a test of your memory or a test of your 1920s good hot jazz knowledge. I think we'll stick with the piano, but we'll have the piano later. Okay, a nice minor one in a bloody fast tempo. See if you know this. I want 2, 3, 4. Wasn't going to have any more than that at the end. I was almost ready to do one of these for Tim. But I didn't. Did anyone know the title of that tune? It's a grand tune. It's a grand old tune. Did nobody get it? There's a few people in the chit chat doing stuff, but nobody got it. It's a wonderful tune called Shake It and Break It, which involves, we're talking the 1920s, and in the 1920s it was all about twerking or shaking that booty. Shake it and break it for some bizarre reason. Why you would want to break it, I don't know. I hope they don't mean break wind with it, but shake it and break it. It's a grand tune, I love it. And it's great fun with this crazy organ and its crazy effects. Check this out. Let me throw away this empty bottle. Oops. In fact, I shouldn't throw it away, should I? Because there's 25 cents on it. Yes, we do empties in this part of the... What the hell is that? That's a bizarre sound. Right, check this out. Here's a piano. Here's a piano with a sub-octave. Here's a piano with a sub-octave and an upper octave. So in other words, I'm playing this note, and that note all at the same time. Right. Clear so far? Fair enough. Lots of piano notes at the same time. I can then press this button here, and now I'm only playing that note and that note at the same time. I'm no longer playing this note. Which means I can do this. That kind of crap. All right, I can do that. So all the, hey, wonderful sort of Latin American style stuff. Grand sooty. Anyway, right, what else can I do with that? I can press this button again. Well, actually, no, let me just have the piano. I can then press this button. Oh, what? So I'm now playing this note and that note at the same time. What? That doesn't make sense. Yes, it does. I'm playing that note and that note. Yeah, get it? Why would I want to do that? It gets even better than that. I can play this note and this note at the same time. Oh, sorry. Where am I going? Where am I going? Is that right? Yeah. That should be right. Oh, it's that note. I thought it was that one. Oh, right. So now I'm playing that note and that note and that note together. But here's the funny thing. I can take that off, and now I'm only playing those two notes at the same time. So now on a piano, that's good fun. Let me put those ones back on, and so now I'm playing the piano with harmonics. Which is a very weird metallic sound, but it's kind of cool, isn't it? I like it. It's rather cool. But what I can do is, if I get rid of the piano, and I have, let's say I have an 8-foot tibia, or 3 8-foot tibias. But I get that, I press that button, and then I press those buttons there. Suddenly I can, if I'm playing a piece of music in, let's say, C major. It's like I'm playing. It's like I'm playing with two hands, but I'm not. I'm doing it with one. Isn't that cool? I love that. Now, what I can actually do at the same time, yes, I can do this. Let me get rid of some of this tat up here. If I do that and then couple that down, suddenly, now I'm playing, it's like I'm playing those 4 notes at the same time, right? Isn't that cool? Theoretically, I could have this as well. And now I'm basically playing all those harmonic things at the same time with one hand. Look, ma, no hands. And a lot of theatre organists back in the day used that technique, to pretend they were showing off. So, kind of cool stuff. Anyway, right, enough of that nonsense. On with the show. It's gone midnight, so it's time, ladies and gentlemen, for the final number for this evening. And I think we'll have... Shall we have politically incorrect number 1 or politically incorrect number 2? Okay, over to you. Politically correct number 1 is mildly politically incorrect, and politically incorrect number 2 is definitely politically incorrect in this day and age. Shouldn't be played, but who cares, because it's a grand tune from the day, and if anyone's affected by it, then don't bloody well listen to it. Simple as that. Let's play number 2. Okay. The words start just because my hair is curly, just because my teeth are pearly. I think you get the idea. Very, very old-fashioned stuff. Early 20s. Louis Armstrong sung this and made a bloody fortune with it. It's a grand word. Who's JBA this evening? JBA. We like JBA, yes. Oh, by the way, I must thank you all. You've all been very kind this week. Not necessarily to me, but you've been kind to an old friend of mine, which I think is rather lovely. My old organ professor from my Cologne days, and a chum from the organ world, a French organist called Thierry Mechler from the Alsace region of La Belle France. Thierry has had his YouTube channel running for a while now, and he's been, I'm not going to say struggling, but it's been taking him a long time to get up to 1,000 subscribers. And the other day I spotted he was getting very close. So I thought, right, let's do it. So I put up a community post and I said to the Gartshore gang, go and help out Thierry, let's get him over the 1,000 subscriber mark. And boom, within a couple of hours, he was over 1,000 subscribers. And I thought it was wonderful. So thank you very, very much for doing that. I'm sure Thierry will be very, very happy. I haven't heard back from him yet, but I'll get in touch with him again and see if he's around and having fun. Wonderful stuff. So thank you very much indeed. Don't forget, we're all here together, all right? There's no one person in the organ world in YouTube. Some of them think that, but that's not the way. We're all here together to do our thing together. There's plenty of space for all of us, and everybody deserves to be heard. Thierry is one of those wonderful organists. He can improvise in the old-fashioned French way, as well as a really crazy modern way as well. And he's a wonderful guy, a really funny guy, down-to-earth guy. And I think we need to get him on the channel sometime soon as well. So yeah, let's do that. And JBA, I've just found out, is from La Belle France. Whereabout in France are you from? A lost organist and engineer in France. Quite new to the channel, but loving it so far. Those are the words we love to hear. Thank you, JBA. Tell us where you're from in France, and we'll all come and visit you next weekend. No, that's not true. We won't. Right, just because this piece of music. I want two, three. That was Shine. Can you play Rachmaninoff 2 on that piano? No. Well, you could, but I can't. I could practice, I suppose, couldn't I? But no, I won't. That was Shine. Like I say, a relatively naughty piece of music in this day and age. By the way, this effect, with all those crazy harmonics in there, that's a very Blackpool Tower sound. Don't you agree, Maureen? It's a very Blackpool Tower sound. I love it, I love it, I love it, I love it, I love it. It's wonderful, it's wonderful, it's wonderful. Right, the other politically incorrect tune this evening comes from the land of the rising... Well, no, not the land of the rising sun, but it comes from... it comes from... It comes from the land of a very, very drunk Peter O'Toole on a camel, if you know what I mean. And see if you recognise it. You might. If you know the words, sing along. The Sheik of Araby. It's a very naughty song. Into your tent I'll creep, and all that kind of stuff going on in there. Naughty, 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 naughty. but all the fun of the fair. Right, what else has been going on here this evening? Let's just go and have a check. Nothing new. Splendid nonetheless. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much indeed for joining me for this week's Friday night is Organ Music Night. Join us again on Sunday night for Sunday Night is Organ Music Night, where we will be having a little more Lenten stuff, a little calmer, at least at the beginning. We will be playing some very gentle stuff and carrying on with it. Let's finish off this evening with an old jazzy tune, which what shall we play it? How shall we play it? Let's play it without the xylophones. Yeah, that's a kind of cute sound, isn't it? Here's a funny old tune. So thank you very much. See you on Sunday. She's funny that way.